Hey guys, it's Friday. So what do I do on Fridays? I look at listings throughout the city. I send out listings to a lot of my clients and prospects that are going out there and looking at property. And I typically try to share them with you. So I wanted to go through a couple. I picked out a couple select units just to give you a wide sample of some of the things that I'm seeing in the marketplace. I wanted to start off with 355 Bryant. Now, a lot of my clients are looking for loft style, but they also want to have, some of that historic detail. Now, this property at 355 Bryant lives just south of the run up to the Bay Bridge, but it's an old converted building. And I wanted to share some of the unique features that this building has. You can see that they have retrofitted it. I see some steel beams here, but look, you have all this original Douglas fir, and that wood is so strong and solid. In time, it actually compacts. It gets more sturdy as you go. But look at the detail of this. This is one of my favorite buildings. If you also like the loft style buildings that have the same sort of characteristics, I typically go towards Oriental Warehouse because typically I can find more units over there that are on the marketplace, and I think right now there's 2, maybe 3, but I don't really see that many that come up at 333 Bryant, or 355 Bryant, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to show it to you, because it does have that unique characteristic. Just look at the detail of this. You cannot get this in most of the condo complexes, the lofts that you see. A lot of the lofts, they do have a lot of concrete. This is the opposite. This is a converted building. You see a lot of detail. The brickwork is just outstanding. So it really creates a great environment. I know that one of my agents closed in this building last year, maybe 2 years ago. Just a cool building, guys. I've always really liked it. And it's a loft style building. It does live south of the Bay Bridge. So, it doesn't have the hustle and bustle that the north side of the Bay Bridge has. But it's really it has a great style. So if you're looking for a loft that does have a lot of characteristics and style, take a look at this building here on Bryant. Now let's 86 that and get into the next building. Now, north of the Bay Bridge, a lot of people go, oh, I want to live in Soma, or they say Soma, but they really, a lot of the times they say South Beach. South Beach is the home to all the big condo complexes, Lumina, Infinity, One Rincon, and such the same. There are 3 buildings that are north of the downtown area. So not in South Beach, they're actually in the financial district itself, but they are on the north side of the downtown high rises, like in Embarcadero Center, right? So this is a building, a 3-building complex called Golden Gateway Commons. It's one of these buildings. It's a mixed-use building. On the bottom, there's 3 levels that are corporate commercial. Top floor, there you get off in a rooftop patio and you walk around. But the thing about it is, they're older buildings, but the units are good size, really good size units. And the other thing is they have patios. You go into it, you open a gate, you have a nice patio, you walk in, you can put plants, a lot of vegetation, garden, and it just has that feel of home. You're not in a high-rise complex where you're getting off the elevator and you're walking, through a condo hallway and there's your unit. You definitely have a feeling of a real home in these buildings. So I wanted to show you a few of them. I know that there's a couple on the market, but this one pulled up today, and I just wanted to sort of flip it through real quick. This unit has been updated, but clearly it's an older renovation. What I find, the demographic in this building is typically older. Some of the people have been in this building since they were new, so they've been in there for 20, 25, 30 years, And you can see the skyline here. Look, you have all the buildings in Embarcadero Center. You're north of this. You've got the park right here. You're right next to the area of Jackson Square. So you have a historic district with a lot of restaurants, but on the flip side, you are very close to the downtown area. People love this area because you are virtually on the waterfront. You can walk along the water. You can go to the ferry building. You're almost kitty cornered to the ferry building, about a block and a half away from the ferry building. But then you're right next to the skyrise. You know, you could walk to Embarcadero Center. You could get your dry cleaning, grocery store, movies right within your neighborhood. So, you know, I think that this building is often overlooked. I just think it's a great option for people. You know, this is a building that was built before the '89 earthquake, when the Embarcadero Freeway was up there. A lot of people just don't know or remember that there was an Embarcadero Freeway that went on Embarcadero, and during the earthquake, that section had its issues. The mayor Willie Brown had taken those down. And really, that guy has done some great things for the city. And when you're looking at the Embarcadero now, it's absolutely fantastic. Look at the roof deck here, guys. It's just great. This really is one of my favorite complexes. It's a great option for people that just don't want that high-rise living, but they want the proximity to downtown. That's why it's on my list today, guys. Another one is this one on Schrader. Now, this is, you know, the reason why I brought this up is because of the detail. This is one of those classic Victorians, right? And so I wanted to show you and I lived in a couple of Victorians, and my last one, you know, the thing about Victorians, some people like them, some people don't. You know, it's an older building, so it does need maintenance, but the thing is, on the flip side is, you're not giving $600-700 to an HOA. You're basically, your costs on a 3-4 unit building, you know, as far as HOA dues are about half that, depending on the quality of the building. And that's one of the things, you know, when you get into an old Victorian, you do have to know what you're getting into. Do your pest inspection, know what's going on with the building. You don't want to be stuck with a dry rot bill for stairs leading down that's going to cost you $25,000-30,000. You want to make sure that the HOA is nice and tight. But the thing about the Victorians that I really like is those rooms are very compartmentalized, but at the same time, you can create a different atmosphere. You look, this is a double parlor, right? So typically you would have, say, a dining room in one room and a living room in the other. But I've seen it to where you have the living room or the living space in one, and then they create a master bedroom or a master suite. The thing about those Victorians is you really have a lot of options with the layout. As long as you know a room is a room is a room is a room, you're not going to typically find, unless they have taken down the walls, a lot of open space, you know, between the rooms, you know. And that's what a lot of people do. They come in here and they tear out walls, just like this wall right here, and open up a nicer living space. So that's one of the reasons why it's on my list today. You know, Schrader, it's a great street, you know, classic old Victorian, and that's one of the reasons why it's on my list today. And I'm going to end, you know, my personal favorite. I love the modern. I grew up in a modern building. I love the renovations. And I just wanted to show you this house over here on Diamond Street in Noe Valley. You know, it is a higher price point, but look at the style of this. You know, I just love the renovated style when you have very modern, clean look. I don't know if it's for everybody. Clearly, people do have their taste, and that's part of the dynamic of San Francisco real estate. Is you could find what you're looking for. Typically, you might have to wait for it for a little bit, but this is a great example of saying, look, you know, here's a house. You have great views, modern detail. It is in a great spot, but it's just fabulous architecture. It's just really, really cool. So anyway, I hope to see you out there in open houses this weekend. If you want to get in touch with me, get on my list for weekly updates. I'm happy to do that. Just give me a shout, and I'll be happy to send you listings every Friday and work with you to find what you're looking for, okay? Give me a shout. Take care. Thank you so much for watching.